How we doing, beautiful people? How's things? So the legs still mash up, new cast. Get another new one on Monday. So I still haven't been able to get the bike out to fit the new parts. I've got new parts steadily stacking up. Some new parts on the way this week as well. But yeah, still can't get the bike out to work on it. I might be able to do a little something at the end of the week. Hopefully somebody will come and help me get the bike out so I can do a few bits. Make a little cheeky video. But for now, while I can't do that, I still want to put out some videos. So I'm going to do something tonight that somebody said about before. And do some stories from the road. Because I've been on a few trips, done a few things, seen a few sights. And tonight I'm going to tell you about one of them. So, first episode, stories from the road. It's going back to, well, back probably 6 years-ish to my first European trip. So, once, twice, maybe 3 times a year, me and my dad and my brother and my friends or whoever wants to come, we end up going to Europe, ride the bikes. Obviously done it quite a few times now, know the score, all good, sort of. Excuse me. But my first time, I went on my Sportster 883. Been riding, so I started riding when I was 16, a little bit of a hiatus, and then started riding again. But I hadn't been away, I hadn't been out to Europe, hadn't been on any real sort of long distance journeys. I mean, a few hours here and there, but I hadn't been on any real sort of long distance journeys. But it was time. Dad and the guys have been going, right, this year we're going, you come with us. Cool, awesome. So it was me, my dad, and then 3 friends. These guys are all older guys, so just for perspective, Dad's 50, or would have been 55, 56 at the time maybe. And it was his birthday the other day, actually. Happy birthday, Dad. And we had nothing booked, so all we had booked was the ferry to and from. So we had to get to Dover and get the boat to Calais. And once we got to Calais, it was all bets are off. We were chasing the sun, which for your first trip is quite gnarly, really, to have no sort of plan, I guess. But in the same way, pretty cool because you don't know where you're going to end up. So what an adventure! So basically, the day we left, so we didn't leave until like the Wednesday night, we're staying in Ashford before we got the ferry the next morning. The day we left was raining. It was the Wednesday afternoon. Wednesday morning, I had new tyres fitted to my bike, and I wasn't riding something like this with modern funky tyres. I was riding my 883 Sportster that was sort of like swing arm choppered out with like old school style tread tyres. So I had them fitted the day we left, and then we left in the dark. I rode from Bristol to Ashford in Kent, which is 200 and some odd miles, in the pitch black, in the pissing down rain, on brand new unbroken in tyres. So yeah, that was the first point on that trip. I thought, fucking this could go bad, but it didn't. We got there, got to Ashford, plenty of time. The boys went to the bar for a drink, went upstairs, we were piss wet through, got all our gear off, chucked it all in the room, like dried everything, got the bags out, opened my bag, whoop, needed new socks because I was whoop, no fucking socks. You are joking. It's 11 o'clock at night, piss wet through, didn't bring any socks. Jumped back on the bike, pissing down rain, no gloves, no nothing, absolutely soaked, to the nearest 24-hour supermarket, got some socks, good. Went to bed, get out the next morning, get down to the ferry. That was easy. Nice little ferry trip over. Once you roll onto the ferry, you know you're on an adventure. That's the one. That feeling of starting your bike, you roll up the ramp onto the ferry underneath, get off the bike, strap it down. It's fucking go time. It's adventure time. Did that. So we kind of sat on the ferry and was like, right, where are we going? No clue. I don't know. When we get off the boat, let's turn left, go to Belgium. So we did. Get off the ferry, come out, boom, boom, turn left into Belgium. Fucking got halfway up there. I was like, right, where are we going? Stopped at services, got the maps out, find a place. Antwerp. Now I didn't know much about Antwerp. I knew it was diamonds and Jews. I can say that. I'm part Jew. Yeah, diamonds and Jews. That's all I knew. Got up there, hot as balls. On the way up, turns out I'd lowered my suspension too much, ripped the seat post out of my bike, so that was a bit wayward, and gouged a nice fucking score out of my new tyres, which I wasn't happy about, but shit happens. Anyway, got to Antwerp, got a hotel, wicked. Go for dinner, nice little bit of dinner. Right, what should we do? Let's go find a bar. Found like an Irish bar, Irish pub thing. Boy, I don't drink at all, despite being a fatty. I don't drink. The boys had a few drinks, chilling. Got to about midnight. Right, time for bed. It was like a mile walk back to the hotel. A couple of boys wanted to stay at the bar. Sweet, we'll catch you in the morning. We all know where we're going, all big boys. Me, Dad, and a couple of the others start heading back to the hotel. We stop just before we get out of the town centre, just to get some drinks for the rooms, that sort of stuff, if you want any snacks or whatever. One of the boys waits outside. Bear in mind, this is the oldest guy on our trip. Well into his 60s at this point. You, I'm not going to mention his name. You, stay there. We'll be out in a minute. Get a drink. Yeah, no problem. Come outside. Go in, get the stuff, come back outside. Gone. What the fuck? One of the boys mentioned they saw him chatting to a very attractive Eastern European lady. Right, okay. Ring him. Rings. Nothing. Ring. Yeah. Answers. Yeah. I'm just going for a drink. What do you mean you're just going for a drink? We're going back to the hotel. Yeah, no, I'm just going for a drink. Puts the phone down. Right, ring him again. Find out where the fuck he's going. Let's go and get him. No ring. Phone turned off. At this point, you go, right, fucking hell, he's in trouble. So we proceeded to then, for the next 45 minutes, walk round the shady part. There's a shady part of Antwerp. Walk around the shady part of Antwerp to find him. Get the boys back from the other bar. We're there. We get into this little part of Antwerp's like a port town, a bit dodgy. Loads of police, like armed army officers on the road, just ready with their guns. And you're like, right, this. And bear in mind, this is midnight, and they're still just wandering around. And you're like, ah, shit, this is going to be a long night. So, scouring all the bars, find him in this shady, proper shady bar. What are you doing? It's time to go. We sort of stood outside. He was there. Right, let him finish his drink. Stood outside chatting. One of the boys, right, it's time. Marches in there, grabs him by the scruff of his collar, drags him out of the bar. It's time to fucking go. And we're going. So we drag him out of the bar. We walk out. Just get outside. Gangsters. Gangsters were not happy that we removed him from their possession. He was about to get robbed. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt in my mind or anybody's mind. He was getting taken for everything he owned. So we start getting him back. All of a sudden, on the way back, just people popping out of dark alleys, hoods up, on the phones. Yeah. As we go past, we're like, fuck. There's one. So we're walking back to the hotel. People following us, shit going on, people popping out of little alleyways looking at us. I'm like, what is going on here? One dude follows us all the way back. We get most of the way back to the hotel. We're aware the bikes are back there, like run outside, like they're going to know where we're going. You just go, right, fuck this. Spin round. What the fuck do you want? Where the fuck are you? He's like, bang, on the phone, looking the other way. And we were like, fuck you. Just walked off. Going back to the hotel, everything was safe. But who knew Antwerp had a shady part? But anyway, we got back. we all went into the rooms. Well, I say we went into the rooms. A couple of boys, there was like a travellers hostel across the road. A couple of boys went in there. They were in until 4 or 5 in the morning. Most of us went back, watched an epic fucking storm, had a bit of a kip. Woke up the next morning, still a bit rainy, still a bit shit. Right, get the maps out, boys. Where are we going? Look, find somewhere sunny. Amsterdam. That's right. We decided that morning we were riding to Amsterdam. Good little ride. It's a couple of hours ride. Got most of the way up there, stopped at the services, looked for some hotels. Got the Radisson Blue Hotel, so a proper nice hotel. We get there, turn up, filthy, road grime. Check into our rooms, have a bit of a shower, and get down to town. Visited all the usual haunts. Yeah, so we went to the red light district. Very British about it, very stiff upper lip. I was with my dad, so it's one of those. My dad's cool, but it's just one of those things in life that if you go to the red light district with your dad, it's bizarre. You're yeah, stiff upper lip. Oof. Become ever so English. You don't even want to look. But yeah, went there. Took him to a cafe to buy some weed. He didn't smoke any, but he came with me, so that's cool points. Yeah, did all the usual Amsterdam stuff. Had a photo taken outside of a sexy show. Saw the condomery. That was pretty funky. But yeah, general Amsterdam stuff. Had a little look around, got a drink, got some weed, had a little smoke. It's not something I normally partake in, but when in Rome. Same chap who we'd nearly lost in Antwerp the night before, in his 60s, tried weed for the very first time that night with me. It hit him hard. It hit me hard. I had to text my brother, who was still in England at the time, and ask him if I was all right. He couldn't tell me if I was all right, but I had to ask him. It was one of them moments where you know you've been laughing, or you know you've been in a conversation, but you're not sure if it was in the right place. Yeah, it was heavy, man, but it was good fun. Got in a row with a guy in a restaurant over where I sat to eat my lasagna. Just had a good time. And then went back to the hotel, got a bit more high, went to the tiki bar on the roof, went to sleep, got up, and then started making our way home the next day. Rode back down through Belgium, stopped in Bruges. Bruges is wicked. Got a little bit more high, went to go for dinner, couldn't find somewhere for dinner, so one of my closest friends decided he fucking hates Belgium, a quote, and he's going home. So we was like, right, okay, but we've paid for the hotel. So he fucked off with one of the other boys. The rest of us stay in Bruges at the hotel. Hotel was wicked. Nutella on tap. Go down in the morning, you get your breakfast, and a Nutella pump. Oh my God. For a fat man like me, that's fucking porn. Nutella on pump. We don't see my mate again for the rest of the trip. He's gone. Turns out he'd hightailed it back into France, stopped in a hotel, paid again, and then got the early morning ferry home. I'm not finished with him. Anyway, we get up. Nice little trip, steady trip back. Bruges, back down to Calais. Plenty of time. Nice little chill, something to eat. And a good time was had by all. Get the ferry home. Buy the aftershave and the chocolates for the kids and the wife. And then back up. Bristol, home, safe. 4 days. Get home. Text around the boys. Thanks for a nice trip. Lots of fun. The guy who fucked off, who fucking hates Belgium, turns out his wheel bearing had blown out when he got off the ferry. Off the ferry the following morning, about 20 miles off the ferry, with about 200 miles remaining. We got home before he did. He had to get recovery, and the van took him from where he was on the M20, which is the other side of London from where I am, Ran the M25, dropped him at Cheveley. We went past him while he was sitting at Cheveley. And then the next van, because they work in regions, the next van picked him up and was going to take him up to Wolverhampton to bring him back down to Bristol, which no bueno. But yeah, so basically we got home about 6 hours before he did. But still to this day, he fucking hates Belgium. And there you go. There's a road story. I'll do some more. I've got plenty. And there's some more mad shit. But that was just a little warm-up, a little teaser. As I say, as soon as I can get the bike out, start working on parts. We've got bag liners, easy locks, a new shift peg, because my one unshift pegged itself or threw itself down the road, it was all scratched, so I bought another one. And I bought something else this week that should be here in the next couple of days, which again is a really cool bit. I still haven't got to sit on my new Saddleman seat. My dad had a sit. He said it's very comfy, likes it very much. Yeah, I'll see you soon. I hope you enjoyed the story.